Hey kids, we're going to take a quick video here. This is a 2000 Ford Expedition with a 5.4. This is two-wheel drive. So anybody's, most of the people are going to have four-wheel drive. This one happens to be a two. What we are doing today is we are exploring an oil pressure problem and an oil lack of oil pressure and a little bit of engine rattle because of oil starvation. We don't know what the problem is yet. We are still in the process. First step is verify that the oil there's oil in the engine. We did. It was about half a quart low, but otherwise don't know. Step one, take off your intake snorkel, take off your throttle body. The reason why is you lift the engine. Right now the engine's lifted up pretty high, and to get that clearance, yeah, let me tell you. All right, on the underside, my advice is take out your two motor mount bolts. There's a through bolt on the driver's side, which is stupid easy to get. The passenger side one is a little trickier. I don't know if it was smarter or not as smart of me to go on the passenger side inside the crossmember frame. There are two 18mm headed nuts that you can take off the motor mount from below. That's the way I went with it. Or you can take the through bolt with the 15mm head like you did on the driver's side on the passenger side. Problem with that is I wasn't sure if it was going to clear the starter, and trying to get the starter out on one of these damn things is a pain in the ass. So what we're doing is we're dropping the oil pan to verify that the pickup tube is not in fact clogged in any way. We are hoping that it is, because that would give us an explanation. Looking at the inside of this engine, it looks a little bit crusty. It's got 164,000 miles on it. I'm using a block pieces of wood with a floor jack and a jack stand for extra support, just in case the jack starts to drop the motor down. And you need the engine up high enough so that you can get the oil pan out, and you need the oil pan up slightly out of the way so you can access right here. Let's try and help people. As you can see, there is 2 out of the 3 bolts that hold the pickup tube in place. These two look like to be about little 10mm or something, or no, actually 8mm. I'm sorry, 8mm screws. And then further along, there's a support somewhere in the middle of the oil pan. I don't think we're gonna try and show you this right now because I got the pan exactly where I want it. But there is another one on a stud further along. You take that out, and I believe the oil pan should come out. I haven't actually done this yet, so I'm just discovering. The same as you. If the pickup tube is shot or is not plugged up, and the issue shot, whatever, bad, then the next issue that we can tackle is the oil pump itself. You can change the oil pump on the front of these, as I understand it. I've never done it. Some people said they're part of the crankshaft, or I know they go on the crankshaft. I thought they were just a normal oil pump, so I don't know. Haven't gotten into that part. I don't think I've ever had to change one. I have done timing chains on these engines before, so they're not that bad. Pull the timing cover off, and good paying jobs because it's not that hard to do, and there's plenty of work in it. So sorry about the terrible video. But you can do this in the vehicle. Again, this is two-wheel drive. If it's four-wheel drive, it's a lot fucking easier. There's a cross member. There's like 4 frickin' 15mm bolts. You drop those out. The cross member's out of the way. You take out the pan bolts. Some people say you got to take out the sway bar. Some people say you don't. It's really frickin' cake easy. But if you look in there, this engine's pretty black, and it looks, nice and shiny. I mean, he keeps stuff oiled, but there's quite a bit of crud in there, or just cake buildup. So we're going to take these 3 bolts out, hopefully have this pickup tube out in the next 15 minutes. For the record, if you take the, as I said before, if you take the motor mounts out first and lift the motor, it's going to get way easier. All but one of the the oil pan bolts are easy to access, except for one on the passenger side. That fucker fought me every bit of the way. 100% of every single thread down to the last one thread on this son of a bitch did not want to come out. Actually, no, it'll probably be this one. Don't know why, just did. There's really nothing wrong with it. It was just hard to get out. I did it with the engine down. That was a mistake. So learn from my fuck-ups, or poor planning, or whatever you want to call my decision-making on this. And maybe you might learn something. I don't know. I don't know how many hours or how much time I got into this. Maybe an hour or so, maybe 45 minutes into this. So it looks like a couple hour job. It's not that big of a deal. And the good news is because most people presume that it's a pretty big deal, you can charge a fair amount. I don't know what the shop rate for this job is on a 2-wheel drive. I figure I'm going to charge them, find out what the problem is, drop this thing down, $100. If I got to put it back together, because if we think it's the oil pump, I'm telling them to get another fucking engine, because they're cheap. $400 for another motor, and I can just pop this thing out. It's 2-wheel drive, so it's fucking cake. Peace out, bitches.